she can't go deep sea diving, but other than that, she's got a little hole in her. Now she can get her elbow out now. She's not moving. So if she ever got on the boat, any other thing, she wouldn't get on. It's just a small one.
That's gonna be. Are you Tyler?
Yeah. So imagine pressure trials.
I might ask you if I can talk to you.
Let's get a little bit on.
Did you forget how to work it, Cassidy? Forget how to work it?
He put this off the other day. He put the whole thing off.
Well, and that's why he said that they.
Does that work now downstairs?
Right. Right.
Do you have any?
I'd say that's not even really matter. We can triple it all. This one's shot. How many batteries do you have? At least one.
What's that?
Triple A.
Two. I forgot about it. Yeah. I don't even know where it's for.
It is 6 o'clock. We are going to open up with roll call. Mr. Ogletree?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds? Here. Mr. Tracy? Ms. Watkins? Ms. Flick? Here. Mr. Turner?
Here.
Ms. Jackson? Here. If you will join in the pledge, and then if you would like to stay standing for a prayer, we will do that afterwards. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You'll bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father God, I thank you for allowing us to come here to conduct business. I pray that all the decisions and all the discussion that is made tonight will be for the benefit of the citizens of Galena, Kansas, and Cherokee County. God, I pray that we will look to you for wisdom and for guidance and for our knowledge. God, I thank you for our employees and our department heads and our city leaders that run this town, that you will keep their hearts and their minds pure and fresh and keep them motivated with doing the good things of the city. God, I pray that you will keep Linda Watkins in your hands as she is going through this cancer battle, that you will keep her pain as minimal as possible, and you will give her good days ahead. I pray for this meeting and help it be as efficient as possible. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, first on the agenda, we have meeting minutes of October 7th. Any discussion on the minutes?
No, make a motion to approve the meeting minutes, put them on file.
We have a motion by Neil Oglesby, a second by Bob Laturner to approve the minutes and place on file. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, we have bills to pay of $71,623.15.
Make a motion that we appropriate funds to pay the bills.
We have a motion by Bob Laturner to pay the bills.
Second.
A second by Jamie Jackson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have a couple things, a couple properties on code enforcement. First up, we have 1016 Bellevue Street. first. Okay.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
so
Officer Davis.
we had sent out a letter to the owner of this property. She lives in Oregon. Kind of expected. We've had several issues there in the last couple of years. Tall grass and weeds and stuff that we've sent stuff out for and not gotten any return. So we kind of knew that was going to happen. Did have Gary Rose go out and take a look at it. He's deemed it unsafe. Got some pictures. There's quite a bit of this one because there's several issues with it. So I'll just pass those around if you guys want to have a look at them.
Is anybody living there right now?
Nobody's living in the residence. It is vacant. It was previously my Kidman lived there. I think we've had several issues with even the fire department coming out for like some gas leak type stuff and stuff. So we've had several issues there.
I see.
Nobody's been in it for a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since there's been anybody in it. So a lot of mildew and mold and stuff growing inside as well.
Cobwebs.
Did anybody, I see one letter in there, nobody's
Yeah.
time for the mailing.
No.
This lady lives in Oregon, you said?
Who owns it?
It's that lady's the one that shows up as our owner. I went ahead and checked with the state as well, and it's the same owner listed.
So I know that they're still looking at the picture, so I'm not trying to rush. But the next step, if anybody, after reading over what Gary Rose included in the packet and then looking at the pictures and taking the recommendation from Officer Davis, would be to set a hearing, which would be the closest one or the one we have to do December 16th. That would be the hearing date.
I'm making a law, man.
I know one of the complaints on this from neighbors is that like varmints and stuff have, started kind of lingering around the area, so.
Is this the one where the shed actually is collapsing as well?
Yep.
Assuming it's open since we got here two pictures.
It is, yeah. Several ways too. The windows are all busted out as well, but we were able to just go right in the front door.
So if you would like to move forward with the condemnation process, the next step would be a hearing to be set on December 16th, and that would be resolution 24-27. If anybody wants to do that.
24-27.
Yes, resolution.
I make a motion that we move forward with resolution 24-27 to set a hearing for December 16th.
We have a motion by Bob LaTurner for resolution 24-27 to set a hearing at 1016 Bellevue Street for December 16th.
Second.
Second by Neil Oglesby. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next we have 1111 North Forest Avenue.
So this one's a little different. We weren't able to gain access. It is locked up. It does appear that the primary cause of damage to this one has been storms. Trees have fallen in, kind of knocked everything in. Lots of broken things on the outside. It looks like the ceiling's possibly caving in as well. Gary Rose is probably a whole lot better equipped to kind of discuss the structural integrity. I think that there is definitely part of the house that looks like it's in decent shape, but the outside definitely, I mean, if we leave it how it is and we can't get a response from anybody to take care of those issues, it is going to collapse on its own.
Did we get have we sent them out a letter?
Did send them out a letter too, and we haven't got any response to it. The letter came back to us.
The owner of record still Iris Lyon.
Yes, yep. So we've sent that out too, and that's all included in the folder. I'll pass it around.
Last time he was a truck driver and was out
Yeah.
months at a time. He could do anything till he can get a hold of him.
And he stays there when he's back?
No, he stays his truck and throws his stuff there.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah. Send us in. Is Gary back amongst us now?
Not to jump the gun, but I do have a third one here. It's not set for discussion here. However, we were able to get a hold of the owner on Thursday evening, and then Friday we just need to get the information to Tracy. He's actually wanting to, as far as I understand, turn his property over to the city. He has no, it's something he inherited, and he has no way to fix it up or anything, so he's just requesting that the city take ownership of the property. So if you want to talk to him, he's back here. I've got.
Hang on, let's do the forest one first, and then we'll go to that one.
What is the next address?
1709 Galena.
If we don't, a lot could happen to that structure between now and then.
Especially with snow and all that kind of.
Right, so we'll have a meeting. Or we'll have any rain between now and then.
Yeah.
So that would be 24, 28. So on the forest one, the pictures that were just going around that Officer Davis spoke about, we could do the same process. The next would be setting a hearing, which would also be on December 16th. Jamie mentioned, last she knew, the owner drives a truck, so he's gone months at a time. But this would still give almost 2 months to contact the owner for him to touch base or whatever. And that way we're not starting the process back at square one, and we can kind of see where we're at then.
Could we have Gary look at it to see if there's any need to expedite it? Or maybe something that we can't see.
Even sooner than that?
Yeah. Something might happen. Something might be wrong that we can't see. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he has. Oh, an emergency one?
Right.
Yeah.
When did he look at that?
Just
Yeah, he just looked at it a month ago.
If it's an emergency, he tells us. And we can
Oh, he's already seen it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's his statements in there.
Bill ain't on us.
So would you like to move forward with setting a hearing? If you don't,
24-28.
yes.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with 24-28.
I think if this was not a hazard to the public, I think just leave it alone right now. It's my personal opinion. We're not going to get into it, and we can't get a hold of the guy right now. It's a little bit different story for me.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by Bob for resolution 24-28, which would set 1111 North Forest up on for hearing. Do we have a second? All right, so motion fails for lack of a second. So is it the will of the council to wait till
I would just like,
contact with the owner can be made.
I think that would be the
We've
best
never had
option.
anyone from there mowing it either, they never contact us on any of the mowings.
She said we've been mowing it for a couple years.
Yeah, and there's evidence to support that in our work system.
So we'll just leave it be, and
Josh.
if there's no contact made, it will probably come up.
Just table it.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, I'd say we just table it. I'll make a motion.
So we have a motion by Neil Oglesby to table 1111 North Forest Avenue. Is that a second, Jamie?
Yes.
Second by Jamie Jackson. I almost said Oglesby because I was writing Oglesby.
Sorry, we're having a hard time hearing you guys' conversation up there.
Especially whenever people back there are talking, sorry.
So there was a motion to table 1111 North Forest till next meeting.
Okay.
So it will just be brought up again. So that was a motion by Neil, a second by Jamie, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so Officer Davis, tell us again about 1709 Galena Avenue.
So 1709, it's definitely a structure that's been unsecured for at least a couple of years. The entire time I've been here at the department, it's been about 3 years now. We've had some incidents of people breaking in, stealing wire out of the house. The door has been laying in the living room for a while, people in and out of it. Animals, we've had to chase several things in there. So there is a kind of a concern for the public there, especially due to its location. It's right down the road from Spring Grove School, right off 17th Street. So not too far from there. We were able to get a hold of Tyler. He had previously, we went through this process, and he had come down and gotten a permit to destroy it himself. And that kind of timed out, and it didn't happen. So he got a hold of me and just let me know there's not really anything you can do with it. He would like to relinquish that property to the city if that's what the council wants to do. And he's here. He came just in case you guys wanted to talk to him about it. So if that's something that you had any questions for him, he's here for you.
This is something we normally do.
We can send to them, but we don't really take ownership.
Yeah.
Unless it's a piece, just the city for some reason.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
That would be my only suggestion. If we're serious on that, we just look at rolling into land bank, but
That would be an expense. This would be an inherent mess.
that's what I'm saying, at that point, then we just need to.
I suggest getting a title search anytime before you take a piece of property, because several times, 20 years from now, we'll try to do something with it, and it's messy and ugly.
Right.
There might be a small expense for title search.
Are the taxes current on the house?
Yeah, I pay taxes on it every year. I have someone interested in taking it off me for free. I just didn't know how long it would take you guys, or how long I had to do it before I got taxed for the demolition, so I can't really afford for it to be demolished right now, so.
Well, we'll set a hearing up on the first part of it, and just, it'll fall back in on December 16th for the hearing, so you got those 2 months there, and then time period after that when we set up the demo, so. I mean, if it's something that they're looking at doing, we're gonna move forward with the combination process, and then you know that you've got at least 60 days to
And of course, as a
happen,
concerned
something happen
citizen,
pretty quick.
I object to the people interested in it because they already own multiple properties that they don't take care of. So
You knew who I was gonna sell it to?
it was, the person beside you was so loud.
All right, we are not.
Hear it.
Yeah, we are not having
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah.
If you guys need to discuss things, you can take it in the hallway. Yes? Okay. So what do you guys want to do with this property?
So, I think we've talked about.
Land for the committee and see
See if they want
where
that.
it's at and see if there's anything to it, if there's anything to do with it. There's these two properties at the side as well, for the as you lost. So if you the three properties where it's going to be.
Want to do that?
Yeah, so my initial thought was if we're looking at our land bank seriously, I think this is an opportunity to actually look at that, so I think if we would, we'd like for you to talk with Candace, if the rest of the council agrees anyway, and we'll look at a potential property for the land bank, so
Everybody good with that?
that would be
Do we
mine,
need that in a motion or something?
go to committee on that.
Yeah.
For the-
Yeah,
let's see if the committee's interested in it, I can look at the.
Before they move forward?
Yeah.
Then you'll look at the property too.
Yeah.
Okay, so no motion needs to be made on that. Is that okay with you?
I can't really tell what's going on, so.
You can come on up so they can hear you.
We're talking back and forth.
I'm kind of blocking you out anyway.
So, the committee is gonna look at it, go look at the land to see if that's something that the city would be interested in taking over. And if so, then we can move forward with the title search.
Yeah, it's all good. I've had to do all that with my grandma died not that long ago, so I just went through
Okay.
that process. But Gary Rose owns the one next to me, so maybe he might be interested in it.
Well, she actually sit on either side of you.
Oh, really?
It's 2 lots of wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have a committee meet and then, get in contact with you if that's all right.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Actually, that is.
Yeah.
I did speak with Mr. Johnson.
Who you want to talk to?
I did speak with Mr. Johnson about the Pinkley main thing.
Yes.
And he does not want to sell his property to us, but, so,
To that gentleman?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's all off the table. So,
Okay.
he did ask me to ask, and I don't even know, I asked Noble about it, if someone could accompany his son down there to get his stuff out of there before we demolish his birth certificate and his important papers and stuff. I asked him, can your family just go down and get what you need, because still incarcerated, and I don't know how that, I don't know if anybody could actually escort someone, I don't know how that works. And, he said they're all just too feeble, and maybe fall, and it's a hazard for them to even walk through the yard to get into the house, let alone. So I didn't know if we ever escort anyone down there to get their stuff out of there, or do you want to
I've never seen
proceed?
that. Yeah.
Proceed with
Well,
demolition?
he's being held on county felony charge, so we have no jurisdiction to release him and get him, you'd have to go to the county attorney's office to get a furlough, and it will not be.
And just as kind of further on that, so in my process of going through all that, one of the issues was when I was talking to his dad before he came down here was Officer Pinion actually was kind enough to tell him, like, hey, you know, I know this kind of happened to us. It's kind of just like a, you know, an extension of an olive branch. I'd be willing to go down there and get whatever it is that he's concerned in there about having. I'll go get it. Just tell me what it is. And it immediately turned into like rock collections and furnitures and just, it was everything in the house. And I mean, it's a hoarder house, so he wants everything that's in there. There's just simply no feasible way to remove all that, especially safely, and no place to put it. There's no one to pick it up, and that kind of becomes the issue. We can always set it to the side, but then Josh is going to scoop it up anyway.
Where are we at?
Yeah, well, we were gonna review
On the
We need to
next-
put that one out the bid.
on the fourth, yeah.
That's too big a job for public works.
Yeah, Yeah, next meeting, it would come up anyway for review when that gentleman was gonna buy it. So it should be on the next meeting date.
The demo wouldn't be the problem, it's the getting rid of all this
All
stuff.
this stuff,
So
yeah.
that's,
So did you talk to
His father.
his father? Okay.
Is
And
his
his
father's
mother.
name on the
Spoke to his
deed?
spoke to his mother as well.
It's half and half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a nor, it's an ain't, or it's not a both of them. It's they each have 50%.
But Dad's desperately wanting to sell it.
Mhm.
So we couldn't talk his son into signing it.
And we had that issue. I know Noble went up personally and spoke with him, and he was adamant that he wasn't going to sell his part.
So Jamie, would you let Dad know it will be on the next meeting agenda? Okay. Everybody good with that? That's a shame. I thought that was gonna be a good thing there. All right, we have an after prom sponsor request. We've done this the last at least handful of years. 500. So the past couple years, we've donated $500 to the after prom. This is for the students, just something safe for them to do after prom each year in the spring. So that's something. Make a motion that we continue that. We have a motion by Nancy Flint to donate $500 to the after prom. Second. Second by Chastity Reynolds. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. Cantrell.
I guess you get the first thing out of the way. I came up and saw Tracy the other day, and even though 3 meetings ago, we talked about the storage device, that was stuff from 7/11/24 was downloaded onto, what was redacted and what have you. You all agreed at that time that, myself or Justin could come up, return the device, get Justin's money back. But since, I'm speculating that since there was some discussion about that from another member of the public, last meeting, I think Tracy felt a little better if, you all would vote on, returning that storage device and refunding that money to Justin. Did I cover that right, Tracy?
Yeah, I don't have the authority to do it, there was no motion made in the council with refund that money.
Why are we refunding the money?
Because it wasn't what I requested. The footage was redacted. According to the statements on the receipt, there was deletions and redactions and what have you from that. So I think I'd have to review the video. I think you were here at that meeting. Anyway, basically everybody said, is there a problem refunding that? Everybody said no. But it was not voted on. Nobody had made a motion and voted on it. It was just agreed, and Tracy just kind of said, yeah, we could do that. She would rather
Tracy said, yeah, we could do that?
well, between you two talking, you can watch the video, I've got it.
Okay.
It just didn't wind up in the minutes, of the meeting, and that in itself, is one thing that I've spoken about before, that I really think that meeting minutes should include some things that, the topics that people bring up, such as myself or other members of the public. Normally it goes in, someone speaks, and then no action taken. So those things that were talked about, if no formal action was taken, they get lost and don't get followed up on many, many times. So that is a complaint, I guess I would have, or is more of a suggestion for improvement, is if some topics that members of the public speak to could be included in the minutes, a lot of things wouldn't get lost in the wash. This particular refund is something that in the minutes isn't addressed, but video of the meeting it clearly shows it. So at any rate, I'm asking for you all to refund that money as you already agreed to do, but you didn't take a motion and make a formal agreement to do that.
Is that, I don't want to take a discussion or anything from your time. Did you have other stuff?
Well, as I assume all of you know, recently, for the third time, I have accepted a mere fraction of what I feel should have been provided. And I did that predominantly to give one more opportunity for the swords to be laid down between the city and myself, so that now when I asked all of you if you would meet and talk about some issues that I still do believe needs to be looked at, it's not just complaints, it's issues that I think that the council people should take up and make decisions on. So I'm now once again asking for a one-to-one meeting or a committee meeting, and predominantly would be roads and utilities. So it could happen in committee meeting, but I would like to have a meeting to discuss some of those issues that I know that still are outstanding. They are no longer a legal issue between the city and myself. So I'd like to take this opportunity to take some steps to keep and begin a new cooperative existence between the city and myself, rather than stay in a constant state of conflict. So that's out there. I would like to, you all have my email address. You're welcome to email me. I'm requesting to meet with at least in committee. And if the chair of those committees could get back to me by email, that would be good enough.
I got 10 seconds. Justin Cantrell is the one who purchased that.
Right.
Because Oglesby put out on Facebook that it was owed. he was in
Right.
jail. So
That's-
everybody putting the hate on Royce, don't give the money back, in the background here, that was Justin Cantrell.
We don't always
Okay.
listen to background noise.
All right.
Okay, so, at any rate, it was the same topic, so, but for at least Tracy's sake, I would like someone to make a motion, and the council agreed to give her the authority to do that, which it was agreed to before, 3 meetings ago, but you never really voted to give her the authority to do.
And
I was
Justin spoke of it when he was here at the meeting.
I was at the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I thought I understood them to say that it had not been opened, you hadn't opened it or
That's,
anything.
that's
It's never
correct.
been used.
So I don't know how you would know
Except for
that
the
it's not.
new
Hey, Miss Allen, you can't, yep.
I don't know how you would know
Valerie
it's
cannot
not
speak.
a correct tape, and I think our clerk's putting so
Well,
much
that's-
work into looking stuff up constantly. We shouldn't just be having her spend 3 days giving someone a tape of what is legally allowed for us to give someone.
And the
then
city
someone-
council member shouldn't goat a child into coming and taking care of it
Well-
while he was incarcerated.
Okay, so
There's no need to-
we need a
there's no
discussion.
need to argue
Okay,
about
thank
it.
you, hang on, thank you, Mr. Cantrell.
You
So
can
we
review the
need
meeting
to,
minutes
we
at
need
the
to
meeting
decide,
video.
to vote to give the money back or not. That's the issue. Nope, Mr. Price, we've gotta have a discussion here. One of the reasons it needs to be voted on is this precedent. Like, to my knowledge, we've not given money back for a records request.
No.
So that needs to be something, because we're setting precedents for whatever happens, so.
Nope, irregardless of who paid for it, the fact of the matter is they were requested and the money's owed for the work that was requested, whether or not, he thinks it's what he really wanted or not. So my opinion is that if Justin wants his money back, his dad can pay him his money back.
There's no further discussion on that? Okay, we will move on from that.
Well, you're on notice again. Here we go. That's a pretty petty thing to start off with.
It's all right, you just want some more money, Royce.
Okay,
No,
we're moving on.
request-
Hey,
the request was put
people,
in.
we are not
They
doing
didn't
this.
do
If you
part
would
of it.
like to discuss anything, you can take yourselves out in the hallway. This is not for immaturity. This is not for disrespect. If that is you, you can go in the hallway and don't come back. Does everybody understand? I've about had it to here with all of this bull crap that goes on constantly. The people that say we're here for a fight, I cannot tell you, I do not lose sleep over anything like this. There are much bigger issues going on in the world than this right here. So this is bull crap again, and that's probably the really nicest thing I could say, because my uncle's sitting in the room and he'd probably be very ashamed if I said anything worse. So we want to move on.
Can you-
Yes?
can you
Okay, thank you.
clarify?
We are moving on. No, we are moving on. Thank you. Okay.
The other thing you did mention about the roads or whatever, have you spoke with our city superintendent about these new issues that you now have? I mean, are we aware of what the new issues are that you're wanting to talk about?
No, but like I say, the invitation's there. I'm more than happy to. The invitation's out. It's up to you to respond back.
I'm not comfortable meeting one-on-one because I don't want involved in a lawsuit and I don't want my face all over Facebook for doing something wrong. No offense, Royce, I've known you for 30 years. I just don't want that kind of thing.
But just don't
You make a
do
motion.
anything wrong. It's not about something
Okay, we're moving on.
to find something wrong.
Yeah, right. Okay, we are moving on to department heads. Mrs. Bash, the library. Lily, you start.
I think we're good. I did visit with Josh about some fire extinguishers, and he said he would take care of that. And we're getting ready to dress up for Halloween tomorrow for the little ones, and it's going to be great.
Okay.
Don't forget, he has to dress up Wednesday.
Oh, Knox?
Yes.
He's got 24 hours to be good, or, his library privileges.
Oh,
are
no.
extinguished in his house.
Aw.
He's happened before. It's not me, it's my aunt. She does it. She tells them they can't go. Okay. But he is going to be real cute for Halloween, I'll tell you that. All right, fire department.
Just a couple things. We're at 402 calls this year. That's up about 18% from last year. And we just finished up fire prevention over the last 2 weeks. So just kind of give you some numbers. between Galena and Riverton, which was pre-K through third grade. We saw almost 500 kids. And then we loaned the trailer to Baxter, who used it for 2 days from pre-K to third grade, and they saw another 234. So about 714 kids that we were able to get.
My granddaughters loved it.
They always, all those things love it, yeah.
So that's all I got.
Awesome.
Josh,
So I've got a piece of equipment that we use to read water meters. It's possible that they can fix it, but not guaranteed, because I guess we've got an old version. I talked to them today. They're supposed to be verifying that whether it is or is not repairable. We bought it in, I think, 17 when we got the meters originally. So we sent it in last November, had it updated from a version 3 to a version 4. Now they're saying they may not be able to repair the old version 3 bodies anymore. It may have to be replaced. So if it does need to be replaced, I need to get spending authority to replace it at, I believe it, let me pull up that quote here. I believe it was $15,995. But it's not something we can say no to replacing because we read meters with it. Our solution right now is we have a handheld that we can read meters. You almost have to be in front of the house to read them. With the other one, you can sit at the library and read all of that side of town. Set at Casey's, you know, for example, not necessarily Casey's, but let me pull up that quote real quick. $15,995. So in the event we can't repair the old one, I would like spending authority out of special water to replace it. It's not something we can get bids on. We're kind of locked into Schulte Supply with our Neptune hardware and meters because it's a protected area, franchise, sales territory, however they do. Just a little background on that. When we did buy the maintenance program for that would repair this thing, we quit buying it in 2020. But it's $3,847 annually just for the maintenance on it. So I think that it's kind of silly to buy maintenance on something that you could have stuck that in an account and then just replace it every 2 years. So I don't think we should elect to take the maintenance on it, but we may look at replacing it. That's in addition to our $2,000 annual subscription for the Neptune 360 software.
But that's split between all your departments.
This is all water.
All
This is
water.
just for water.
All that being said, it's still a better deal than having people walk around trying with water meters.
It is, yeah, and it's the technology that goes with it, us being able to find out if your toilet was running from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. and we can narrow it down to that. You know, we can get it down to within the hour how many gallons you use now. So that's very helpful when somebody calls with a $200 water bill and says, I haven't used anywhere. We can show them when they've used the water. Unless their meter's bad, we've had that happen 3 times since I've been here. The meter's tested to overclock. They usually underclock as they get older. But it is a very good tool to have. And yeah, I don't think we would want to go back to flipping the lid and relying on those older meters for good.
Having people get bit by snakes.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we stay out of the meter pits. We still have that, but we suck them out with the bag now.
so he has a request for a new piece of water meter equipment if the other can't be repaired at $15,995 from Schulte Supply.
You got the money for it.
Yeah, it'll come out of special water. There's about 70,000 in there right now. It's for things such as this.
So motion.
We have a motion by Bob LaTurner, a second by Nancy Flint to move forward with the purchase at $15,995. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
That's all I have.
That's it? Tracy? Police Department?
Yeah, so I'd mentioned something at the last council meeting about Columbus donating 3 Tasers X26s to us. I'd done a little bit more research on that, and they're valued at $1,400 a piece. So we were able to order the cartridges and the batteries for those, and we're waiting for those to come in, but those are what was gifted to us by the City of Columbus Police Department. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you see anyone over there, you can say, thanks a lot.
You said $1,400 a piece?
Yeah, we've got 3 of them.
Awesome. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I need an attorney-client executive session for probably 10 minutes. Keep it in department heads if somebody would like to make that, and Kim is.
So motion.
We'll go 6:38 to 6:48. Is that right?
That'd be good.
Okay, we have a motion by Bob Turner for an executive session, attorney-client, keeping in department heads, and the attorney from 6:38 to 6:48. Second by Nancy Flynn.